which is primarily redefining education and research. And I request if someone could confirm if they are able to see my presentation.
Sir, it is visible and I am audible also.
Very good, very good. And
Very,
also the second page, can you
very,
see?
sir, very nicely you have taken the administrative block of the MNIT, sir.
Yes. Can you see the second page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, it
Very
is
good, very
moving.
good. So friends, time have changed. The education have changed. In our time, when we were in the schools, colleges, or university, primarily we used to get learnings and education from books, teachers, and parents, sometimes family members. But these days, sources of information have increased manifold, and students are getting information from multiple sources, and they are looking for information to answers, and it is really very challenging these days to teach, because many of the time students would come prepared after going through some of the AI tools, and they would have some vague ideas about what is being taught in the class. And situation is that we need to be very careful, and we are passing through a period, the transition period, where on one hand we have got traditional education systems where teachers are there, books are there, research journals are there, and on the second hand we have got laptop, mobile phones, AI chatbots, and whatnot. So if our students are changing, why not teachers? If we see what is how our education is getting impacted, so one is AI. So these days, a lot of AI chatbots are there, and students are virtually not reading these days. They are putting the question or problem statement to the AI, and AI will give them an answer, which they are showing it to their teachers. Now, unfortunately, AI answers, though they are very precise, very glorifying, very polished, but as a rule, AI is not a personalized tool. It is giving the average information of large set of data set it has processed. So, but this is a new technology which is helping us to find the answers. And connected with this is blockchain. Blockchain is also helping us in finding out how things could be connected and we could get a better answer. And then there are a lot of cloud computing options. So people could find doing it thing on one thing device and finding information and getting answers on the second device. And then we are also being assisted by AR VR technology. So in fact, the entire gamut of education these days have changed. And if we are talking, of course, we all remember the COVID period. It all started with video conferencing. And initially, teachers were using different tools depending upon the convenience, whatever they had. Like somebody was using Zoom, somebody was using Microsoft Teams, somebody was using WebEx, but slowly it got standardized. And one good thing is it is interactive. So teacher could say, a student could ask questions. So a lot of newer things were happening. Similarly, cloud options is providing connections with multiple channels at a given time, and then you could find good thing. And also these days, we have got AI powered learnings, which has absolutely revolutionized educations. And now we could find better answers. Uh, Remember one thing, when teacher is teaching you, teacher has got his personal experience, But when machine is teaching you, machine has got multiple data set. So in terms of information, in terms of precision, machine could be more powerful. Of course, teacher is more powerful when we are talking about personalized touches. And then that is what I was trying to say. Through machine, it is now getting more and more personalized that how we can make it connected. But then there are challenges. The one is digital divide. All the students are not having same facilities. And especially if we talk about remote educations, especially if we talk about rural urban divide, then we find that still there are many platforms which are using textbook, classroom, blackboard, whiteboard, and standard methods. So we need to cover up. In fact, even in the class, uh, let us say MNIT Jaipur, are students who are having very good devices, which are getting a lot of things, but then there are students which has got just a modest device. So there are some challenges. And then there are issue of data privacy. We need to worry because everything is not public. Now, unfortunately, on the digital system, if you are not taking adequate precautions, then your data may be shared with multiple sources. So you need to worry about data privacy. And then we have got Mr. Hackers who are chasing us for everything. So in fact, hackers are not only about the digital financial crimes, but they are also to disillusion you with your studies and share you something more exciting, which can take you away from your education. So we need to worry about all these challenges. We need to address all these challenges. And there are possibly, so in fact, if we know what are the challenges, number one, of course, infrastructure, as I said about the digital divide, cost consideration. Some of the systems are too expensive, or some of the softwares are too expensive. Network security, scalability of the network, and then interoperability and compatibility. So these are 5 challenges which we need to address. Of course, there are some barriers. For example, limited access. Several devices would provide you the thing. Even our signals, which are provided by telephone companies, could provide connectivity gaps or bandwidth constraint. You might have seen on a particular day, the system get choked, infrastructure maintenance, and digital divide. So we need to address these points. So in case when this entire set is changing, why not teacher should be changing? So teacher need to evolve, and teacher should be a designer of powerful learning or a partner in learning. Teacher should be in a form to connect and activate. Remember these things. It's a very, very dynamic system. We need to continuously evolve, and teacher also need to adapt to the current tools which are available with students for faster learning. Teacher need to say what is good to adopt, what is not good to adopt, what is good information, what is bad information. Teacher need to help students in the process. And of course, when we are talking about teaching these days, so we need to talk about student-centered teachings. So we need to know, in a class, students have different caliber, different absorption power, different uh, power for expression. So we need to see how we can make content of the class more student-centric. Similarly, we need to involve newer technology, integrate it, and then, of course, we need to encourage students for the critical thinking. Please, please don't allow the creativity, the curiosity to die. That is the lifeline of learning. Unless you are curious, you cannot learn. So please make this thing very critical. All students must be made more and more curious. And then, of course, inclusive educations. or and along with that, I would say interdisciplinary approaches. Gone are the days when we were teaching students very simple things, basic principles of science, basic principle of engineering, basic rules of literature. Now, these days, students would like to connect them with day-to-day living, how it influenced their life. So if we could improve upon that, if we could make some statement on that, that would really be helpful. Then, of course, there are how we can do project-based learning. So we need to come beyond textbooks. We need to come beyond screen time, and we need to identify a real problem or a real phenomena. We need to study layout. We need to understand it, identify possible solutions. This is where your curiosity and creativity would play a role. So we need to design and implement solution and refine solution based on the results and feedback. So project-based learning is going to be more and more important in time to come. And of course, when we are talking about competency-based education, it's a cycle, if I could say. We need to be flexible, we need to be personalized and customized to particular student, transfer knowledge skills, transfer time and resource effective. It should be performance should be improving, and there should be learning for real life. So we need to make our education more and more based on competency. And then, of course, we need to improve faculty profile. In many of our institutions, especially institution like NIT, it is very difficult to survive if you are not upgrading yourselves, if you are not doing new research, if you are not keeping yourself up to date with the latest information which is available around the world. So we need to encourage faculty in different places to participate in faculty development program. We need to help them in developing collaboration, both academic and industrial. Each faculty must be encouraged to do academic collaboration, industrial collaboration. This help them in understanding perspective of some other group also. And then they should be encouraged to publish their work in index journal, which is obvious requirement of the research they are doing. They should write book with reputed publishers, and of course, filing patent and other forms of intellectual property. This is a continuous exercise which they need to do, and this cannot be marginalized or reduced in any way. And of course, exploring international platforms. Now, in this, social media could play an important role. Social media like Google Scholar, ResearchGate, ORCID, Scopus, they provide you a lot of connectivity. So if you put your research interest over there, they could tell you who are the people working in immediate proximity of your research theme, and who are the people who with whom you could have competition, who have published, what they have published, and if you have published something, they can tell the world what you have published. So I recommend each one of the researchers to be connected to at least couple of research social media platforms. Then mentorship is very important. Don't feel that I have become an assistant professor or associate professor, then mentoring is not required. Mentoring is very, very important, and it helps you to go in the right directions. So, at each point, there is some missing marks, and then you can lose the game. So you might have seen Olympics, people who are missing the bronze, they miss it by a whisker. So each point matters. So when you go for mentorship, you go to a senior colleague who could help you in defining any aspect of your research questions, how it should be addressed. That research question you can convert into a project and do it for further things. So it is required for research faculty. It is required for you can invite experts for delivering talks. And this is only a garb. Idea is to discuss with them what are your research ideas, but it helps in networking. So if the students are changing, if teachers are changing, why not universities? So university, which were earlier considered only for education, is not limited to education. Now they are changing their role and they need to do a lot of research. In fact, various gradings are based on your profile, research profile. You need to do a lot of innovation. So incubation center are being promoted, public engagement, you should answer the local questions. And then of course you should go for international engagements. So the perspective of university is changing. And various ranking are based on a matrix defined by all of them. So it's not only the education parameter, like how many of them got placed or how many of them got a grade one. So it is how much research you have done, what new product you have developed, how much time you have engaged public. So university has to be answerable to all of them. And in fact, we have got in our system several uh, agencies which are assessing university performance. I have not added the international ones, so QS and THE are also there, which assess. So university has their own requirement in terms of performance and in terms of getting rank. So we need to understand how it could be defined. So universities and research institution should become center of generating new knowledge, center of generating application of new knowledge. They should promote collaboration and knowledge transfer, university industry partnerships, and also they should support entrepreneurship and startups. Of course, students have got a lot of ideas, so we need to have program for incubations. We need to guide them for the funding, mentorship, networking, and of course, skill development. So university could play a big role in shaping up a student as a entrepreneurs. Of course, we also need to define a proper learning management system. So learning management system should be taking care of tracking reports, maintaining record, student performance evaluation, personalized communication, management information system reports, and should be cost effective. There are already few learning management system very popular, be it Google, Moodles, Canvas, or Blackboard. I'm not advocating for them. I'm just saying that these are available. There could be many more. And then Government of India has also started several online platforms where there is an opportunity to learn. Of course, you might have seen the National Education Policy, which says that students should be encouraged to learn something beyond their curriculum. So if a student of engineering is interested in history, if he is interested in social science, music, art, anything, so there are a lot of official channels through which a student would join course of their interest and could participate in those programs. Of course, the whole idea is that we need to have engagement from teaching, from research, leading to transformative, responsive, and demand-led action for the society. When you are writing a research proposal, of course, you need to write a lot of things. It should be, the most important part is that it should be innovative. So you should know where is the gap and where you would be writing the language, how society is going to take it, and why you should do it, the feasibility studies, time schedule, enthusiasm, literature, and deliverables. Each time you should do a review why you have picked up a problem or a project, how you are going to do it, why you should do it, and where are you going to target, which sustainable development goal you are going to target. Of course, there are several digital tools which are for your help, and you can use these tools in a way to help you in generating a good projects. And of course, when you are writing, you need to have what are the modern research and its associated problems. So it could be a practical problem, ethical issues, funding, paywall research, plagiarism, reproducibility crisis. So we need to take care of all these issues. So you should also explore collaborations, reconnect to establish a school. For example, some of you might be coming from abroad or coming from IITs or coming from higher rank institutions. Please connect, improve profiles, add new portfolios, connect visiting industries, define themes at departmental level, develop institutional profile that would help you. If you are talking about international conference, participate in conferences, encourage short-term fellowship both for students and for teachers. Look for internship opportunity for students. Let us have a student faculty exchange with another institutions to get you a feel of how others are taking this thing. Do experiment at mega science facility. Mega science means projects of multi-million dollars, which are contributed by several countries at a time. For example, CERN, European Center for Nuclear Research, uh, let us say ITER, let us say FAIR. There are several such projects. We should invite students, researchers from Asia and Africa, which are easy to come to our countries. We should organize training programs. And then, of course, we should do joint R&D projects, including consortia projects with other academic institutions as well as other industry associations. Good thing is that whenever you go for collaboration, all partners should be in a win-win situation. No partner should feel left out. When we are talking about international cooperation, we are doing it at several platforms. One is bilateral, like one country to another country. We have program with 80 countries. Regional or multilateral cooperation, partnership with European Union, ASEAN, SAARC, BIMSTEC, Indian Ocean Rim, etc. Here is a political platform where we have developed scientific cooperation. Then there are several international platforms where India is a member, which include NAM, TWAS, International Center for Theoretical Physics, UNESCO, UN Council for Science and Technology Development, etc. And then these are the major facility or mega science facility, which I was talking about a little ago. So these are CERN, Italy, Japan, KEK, FAIR, Fermilab, synchrotron light source or synchrotron radiation source. Here I must say these are only a list, but then of which India is a member. But in case there is something more exciting and you feel that India is not there, even for that, there are opportunity we can develop collaborations. Just 1 minute. How international cooperation we are planning? We are planning it in 3 forms. One is technology synergy. So whenever we are talking to any developed countries, we are talking of parity, mutuality, co-funding, and co-creation. Technology diplomacy, we are talking about sharing our knowledge and promoting their scientific base and capacity building. And technology development is fostering innovation and techno-entrepreneurship. There are several tools for international cooperation which we are using, which one is joint workshop, networking, joint workshop, seminar, frontiers, fellowship, lectures. Support is available for research projects, training schools, access centers are being promoted. Also pre-commercial R&D is being promoted. And this is app of India's scientific partners. So you can see that with what cooperation. Just to give you an example of 2 or 3 examples. So this is Australia-India Strategic Research Fund, where we are doing 2 things, joint R&D projects and grand challenges. But when it comes to UK, there are multiple partners which we are working with. So be it Royal Society, welcome to us, outside British Council, UKRI. And UKRI, as you might be knowing, has got several councils, right? And these councils also we are working with. Just an example of with America, we did initiate conflict technologies identified several areas where India and US cooperate. Now, student uh, educational institutions are also expected to do entrepreneurship, and we are encouraging that either an incubator or technology business center be set up in each academic institution. So DST is supporting TBI, Department of Biotechnology is supporting BioNest, but then there are a lot of initiative Government of India has taken under Startup India. So we need to promote students' ideas. We need to encourage them to be bread giver rather than joining a job. Of course, whatever you are doing, ethics is the most important thing. Cannot compromise on ethics, and they need to be right there with whatever we are doing. So I would like to close by making few educations that since technology is making inways, we need to encourage use of technology in education and exciting. We need to give live example. We need to make it fun. We need to create some cartoons and bring it how we can make education more exciting. It, it should be interactive and personalized. And then, of course, for youngsters to have a concept of nation building. We are working for Atmanirbhar Bharat, and it starts from the students. And then, of course, we need to focus on sustainable development goals, which India is committed to achieve by 2030. And then the most important part is you are expected to develop a student to be a responsible citizen. So with this, I would like to close. I would be happy to take any questions or anything. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for this nice speech. So, on behalf of the organizing team, sir, thank you very much for truly insightful and inspiring session. Your talk has given us a deep understanding of importance of international scientific cooperation, science diplomacy, and collaboration with industry, academia, and global research networks. On behalf of the organizing committee and all participants of this faculty development program, I extend our heartfelt gratitude for taking the time to share your knowledge and experience with us, sir. Your presence have made today's session very special and memorable. We sincerely hope to have more opportunities to learn from you in future also, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Close with regard to important my greetings to all of you. Log out?
Yes, sir.